Everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. Say, everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. Say.
I recognize that music.
I actually wrote that while I was doing chemotherapy. For those people that don't know, hi everyone. You could call me Red Hawk.
I was shocked when I saw this, by the way. I had not seen this before.
Well, you gotta understand, after losing your hair during chemo, I mean, I went crazy with not having any eyebrows or hair. I said to myself, you know, when I beat this horrible disease, I'm just gonna live life and enjoy every moment that I'm here. Let me just start by saying I'm very, very thankful to Dr. Agus and to you guys for allowing me to be here and participate with such amazing people. I know there's a lot of great minds in the audience and innovative people, so I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to be here.
All right, sir.
Yes.
So I want to give people a sense of who you are. So you had symptoms.
Yes.
Pain, were, you know, obviously in a state of decline. And tell us about the moment. I mean, all of a sudden, someone told you you had that C word.
So let's, first of all, let's talk about 2006 when I broke my tailbone. I was performing in Las Vegas, and I had an accident, fell off the stage, broke my tailbone, and I had been having chronic pain from 2006 until 2014. As sometimes we do when we're like so caught up in our careers, we don't listen to our bodies. For those years, I said, oh, there's a pain, it's cool, I'll just go on tour and I'll deal with it. But I never dealt with it. Come to find out that it was my tumor that was growing. It was my 2 lymph nodes in my spine, and it actually came from my right testicle. And I actually got the news on June 24th in the morning around 7 a.m. I went to the ER on the 23rd at 12 p.m. With back pain, but also abdomen pain. And they did all the tests, the MRI, CAT scan, blood work. And finally, they come in and they tell me, Mr. Gomez, you have cancer. They didn't tell me what stage I was in. They just delivered the C word, and it freaked me out. First thing I thought about was my kids. You gotta understand, ladies and gentlemen, I have children, and when you're told that you have cancer, you think, am I gonna live? Am I gonna be able to see my children grow? And I went into shock. I went into confusion. I had no idea where, you know, this was gonna take me. But I could say that I went straight into action. The following day, I went into surgery to have my right testicle removed. And I remember they said, you're gonna have to do chemo. Luckily, Will.i.am, who's one of my bandmates, knew an amazing person.
Who?
His name is Dr. David Agus. And Will organized a meeting for that Friday prior to me starting my chemo on Monday, and I met this amazing, God-gifted, you know, he's the superhero. We talk about rock stars and pop stars and artists, but in actuality, I look at him as a person that changes the world and helps to make the world better. So my hat's off to you. Thank you. For actually saving my life. You know, I put a lot of time and effort in finding the right person, but ultimately I chose this man to be my quarterback, and we definitely won that game. Okay. Oh, we beat that crazy fight, the fight that we were a part of. We did it together.
And more than the fight, tell him the good news that happened after the chemotherapy. He beat this cancer.
Yes.
And then against all odds,
they said I had a low sperm count because of the trauma that I suffered from the aggressive chemotherapy. And we went to HRC to see about, you know, taking steps of possibly doing it a different way, unconventional, non-traditional. And, you know, we said to ourselves, well, you know, if it's meant to be, cool. If it doesn't happen, it's okay. We have 2 wonderful children. And by the grace of God, a month later, we found out that we were going to have a baby girl, daughter. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to stand up. And I'll tell you why. When I talk about my daughter, I get excited. I get passionate because when they said it couldn't be done, it happened. They said things are not possible because you suffered this trauma, but it was the will, the resilience, the drive, the thing that kept me focused from not giving up, because there was moments where I wanted to give up. The chemo was so intense for me that I said to my wife at times, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not trying to be part of this. And she would say, look, you're a warrior. Get that warrior spirit. We got to do this together. Because when you have cancer, you're not alone. There are people that love you. There's people that support you. And I had the ultimate support cast. Actually, my best friend and my manager, David Lara, back there with the red hat, shaking side to side like this. That's been my best friend since we were 14 years old. I met him in high school, and we built a partnership, a friendship, a brotherhood. And the way that we did with Dr. Agus, I was able to have a strong support system. So you see, I'm excited. I'm standing up. I'm standing up because I believe in this, and I believe in the power of now using my platform and my voice to help others.
Well, let's talk about that, because I want to talk about where your passion is now.
Yes.
You're of a diverse background.
Yep.
So you're part Native American, and you're part Hispanic.
Mm-hmm. Mexican, yeah.
Mexican.
Yep.
And so the Native American part, obviously, is a part we never talk about in the healthcare side.
Actually, we never really talk about Native issues, only recently with Standing Rock. Standing Rock came into play, and I felt like there was more awareness, there was more television presence, news presence. I actually went to Standing Rock myself and going to the camps and asking questions about health care and asking questions like, what if somebody gets sick? Where do they go to? Well, there's a hospital an hour away from this res. An hour away? Oh. What if somebody has cancer? Well, you could get treatment maybe an hour and a half away. Oh, wow. Where do you get medication from? Pharmacy, that's about 45 minutes away. You got to understand a lot of the reservations are secluded in areas where it's countryside, so there's really no stores, there's no pharmacies, there's not a lot of availability, for people to have access for medication, for treatment. So I'm taking it upon myself, hey, I have a solution for that. Why don't I join forces with people that could help me in this fight that we're in?
You know, this meeting has been a lot about solutions.
Solutions, yeah.
We're presenting you a problem now. And the problem is there's a community that have been obviously in this country way before the wave of immigrants who deserve and need health care, who aren't getting it now. And many of you here in the room and online have technologies, have apps that can help. And so, you know, we heard about doctors on demand. So the idea that you can actually talk to a doctor through a video. There are many others out there. I'm asking you to step up. I'm asking you to contact Cliff or I, and we'll get you in touch with Taboo and the Native Americans who can actually use what you're doing. I know many of you have these technologies, and let's find a way to make a difference with them, because this is an area that hasn't been discussed and that needs to. I mean, we can go through the statistics, and they're pretty saddening, right? The amount of diabetes, the amount of cancer, the suicide rate are all...
Well, let's also talk about mental health that we don't really address when we speak about cancer. You know, not only was it a physical toll on my body, it was also a mental strain, not only on my body, my mind, but also my family. Because, you know, you're getting so many drugs pumped into your body that sometimes you're just so wavy and loopy that you need treatment, whether it's therapy, whether it's...
Well, to be fair, you were kind of wavy and loopy before.
I've always been wavy and loopy. No, but just to be honest with you, you know, these are the type of things and issues that we need to be discussing. And I feel because of my affiliation with being a leader of my communities, because there's a lot of Native communities, I want to activate that. I want to have the solution. The solution is, hey, instead of using my platform for monetary gain or for fame, I want to be of service. I want to help my communities and find solutions to those problems.
Well, you are obviously a unique and beautiful person
you.
for doing this, and we all appreciate it. You know, what we want to do is, you know, come to Cliff and I, and then hopefully next year we can present solutions to the problems we're talking about today.
Definitely.
But let's say this, Vita, I want to talk a little bit more about the cancer side.
Yep.
So you've also been on a tour, not a music tour, but also going to cancer centers, meeting people. What are you learning around the country? What's the attitude about there?
That a lot of people don't know about cancer. They're not educated on what cancer is, the whole, when you say the spectrum of cancer, facilities, 24-hour hotline services, places where you can go to get, if you don't have insurance, so where do you go? A lot of that information is not given, so people have to actually go and find it. That's something that I personally went through. I was in my second round of chemo, and I couldn't find a solid group because I felt like I needed to go to a group and kind of share experiences. What am I feeling right now? Well, I feel tired, I feel fatigued, I feel like a monster because I'm looking at myself and my hair's gone. All these things that us as cancer, because you said you're not a cancer patient, you are cancer, right? That we go through, I couldn't find that. I couldn't find the right group for me. So now, like going to different places around the United States, I actually see these in Texas. There's the Hope Lodge in Atlanta. I actually got to visit CHOC last week, the Children's Hospital a couple months ago. So I'm trying to go and figure out and really educate myself so I'm well versed. When people ask me questions, I know exactly how to answer those questions because I'm in it. I'm in the trenches. I'm doing my due diligence, and I'm really, really putting in work and not just talking about it. I'm actually being about it.
But you're a beacon of hope. I mean, to somebody, whether it be a kid or an adult with cancer, they see you walk in and say, I took that enemy straight on. That is hope personified, and it's beautiful.
Usually I get the, holy shit, what's up with your hair?
And that's from me, believe me. I'm still not over it. So obviously you've got a remarkable recording career, and you did something also special. I remember I was in the room with Kelly.
Hey, Kelly. Give it up for Kelly, ladies and gentlemen. And you, sorry, Doc.
No.
She's like his right-hand man.
No, I'm her right-hand man. She's the person.
She's awesome. She's like, I mean, any questions that I have, you know, she's always there to help me if Dr. Agus is not available. So thank you, Kelly, for always looking out for me and my family.
So we were there, and you took out your iPhone and you played a song for us.
Yes, The
And
Fight.
That's the song when we came in.
Yep.
And it's the notion of an anthem. We never had an anthem in cancer. There's nothing about standing up. You know, to me, cancer is a verb. You're cancering. You don't get cancer. It's something the body does. And the way around it is to fight back. And you fought back like a hero, and we have to get that message out there.
Definitely.
And so, you know, it's a privilege to talk to someone who's taken on 2 campaigns, right? You're taking your heritage and you're trying to help them. And at the same time, you're trying to help cancer patients across the country. And so from all of us here, we want to thank you. And again, please join the fight and help Taboo and help the Native Americans to actually fight these diseases, whether it be mental illness, whether it be cancer, heart disease, or diabetes, and make a difference. And so thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Doc.
It's a good song.
Thank you.